Right, morning guys. Welcome back to today's episode of the Trading Dose. Okay, so you keep this updated. This is the 3rd of February. Okay, I think I would like to just do a very quick start right now because I'm seeing an opportunity that's happening and it's really on the brim. Okay, so I understand that we should start at 10, but again, the market waits for no one. And since I'm here a little bit earlier, I would like to start off now by quickly sharing with you this opportunity. Okay, so usually what we do very quickly, right? Usually what we do is I will talk about some of the positions that we have yesterday, and then we'll walk into the analysis process for today, right? But very quickly, because this is happening right now, and I think this is a solid trading opportunity. Okay, I'll jump straight and talk about this first, and then I'll kind of like go through the entire process on a much slower pace after that. Okay, so immediately first off, yesterday we had 3 positions. Okay, so those 3, none of them have been executed. Okay, so very quickly, this is Aussie dollar. We're looking for a sell. Yesterday we were expecting this to come back up. It didn't happen. Okay, so we'll remove this order for now. The other one was New Zealand dollar. We're looking to buy. I think price came as close as like less than 5 pips. Didn't really hit our entry, and then it just rallied off nicely. Okay, but that's part of trading. We're gonna remove that for now. Okay, and the last one that we talked about was the dollar yen, right? We were looking to buy as yesterday. We are expecting this to come down here to look for the buy before the push up. That didn't really happen. Price just continued to move slightly higher. So again, very quickly we remove that. Okay, so in other words, whatever trades that we've entered yesterday didn't get triggered. We're gonna exit first. Okay, so why the rush is because on the dollar yen right now, I'm seeing a good short-term opportunity to capitalize on, what's probably gonna be coming next. And over here, of course, what you probably see, okay, even on a 1-hour time frame, you do see that price is going up, but at the same time, this is where the divergence has been forming. Okay, and what we have is, of course, this pattern here. It can be a wedge, you can call it a diagonal. Doesn't really matter, but the pattern is like that. Okay, so you have a push up, but the momentum is losing. Okay, on the lower time frame, we are also seeing the same thing. Okay, and of course, those of you who are familiar a bit on Elliott wave, you can see this is the 3 touch, is a completed diagonal. Okay, and one opportunity right now, of course, is to take the short when price breakout of this low. Okay, in fact, it's already very, very close. I think, it's probably already touched it once. So that's why it is in a rush right now to actually share this opportunity with you, okay? Because I feel that there is an opportunity for a short-term trade down to like the L5 level today, which we can capitalize on about 30 pips in today's trading session. Okay, so very, very quickly over here, how I'm gonna put my target is definitely on the L5 for now. Okay, it's a short-term reversal trade based on the divergence. The higher time frame is due to the upside. Okay, and of course the stop here we can place it at a H4. That gives me a good risk to reward ratio anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in and then I'll take a screenshot. Okay, a bit rushed because we are right now, price is very, very close to that. Okay, so the entry is probably around 104.92. The target is about 105.15, and no, the stops, okay, is about 105.15. The target here is about 104.61. Okay, roughly about there. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly take a screenshot of this. Okay, so I'll just do some drawings so that you guys are at least, you can pick up a thing or two over here. Take a screenshot of this. Okay. Okay, and I'll update the slides over here, right? So I'll remove the others first. Okay, so over here, I will just put like counter trend. Okay, so you understand that this is actually a short-term reversal trade. The entry is at 104.92. Okay, the stop loss is 105.15. The target here is 104.61. Hey, yeah, my apologies for being a little bit rushed over here. Okay, but this is where you need to, since we're here and the opportunity I'm seeing is that it's so close. Okay, might as well talk about that first. Okay, but of course, okay, if you have missed this, if let's say I come in at like 10:30 and let's say it has already moved, okay, it has already break out and it starts going down, I will not chase it. Okay, just I want to be very clear of it. We are not chasing an opportunity, just that right now it's happening. Okay, and it's a trade that I will take anyway. So I just thought like let's get started and talk about it first. Okay, so if you take a look at this, we have about 20 pips of stops targeting about 30 pips. Pretty okay. Okay, to me intraday basis that's perfectly fine. Right, so this is the idea here. Okay, so we are just placing it slightly below that low for to include a bit of spread and things like that. Okay, so again, very rush, but this is the first one that I would like to immediately talk about it because it's there. Okay, but do bear in mind that this does not mean that this is like gonna sure win. Okay, it's not 100% thing. It's just that it's a high probability setup. It's a trade that when I see it happening, I'll take it over and over and over again. Sometimes it will lose, sometimes we'll win. But I know based on probability, if I consistently apply this process, you end up being profitable in a longer period of time. Okay, so that's the first trade for today. Okay, sorry for those of you who maybe thought that we'll start exactly at 10 and then we started actually like 2 minutes earlier. Okay, no worries. Again, all this are recorded. You'll be able to watch the recording. But really wanted to be giving you that real feel, okay, of what trading is. Okay, but of course, it's not all about like anxiety and anxiousness, right? It's really just yeah, right. It's really just catching on an opportunity when I'm seeing it. Okay, so now let's go on to a lower pace, okay, so that I think that was a bit fast, okay, but let's go on to a normal pace and then walk you through the market. Okay, so there are some other opportunities that I'm seeing over here. Okay, and for those of you who are very new to the dose, right, basically it's a kind of casual part where every Tuesday, Thursday in the morning we come in, walk you through some of the intraday short-term trading opportunities. The idea here is to give you the experience, okay, of what it is, the process that we do over here. Okay, of course, I'm not just a short-term trader. I in fact, I don't really trade short-term a lot. Okay, I'm more of like a swing or even position trader or investor. Okay, but I thought it will be a good practice to also do something like this to reach out to people who are interested in short-term trading. Yeah, so that's a very quick introduction. All right, so for euro dollar, okay, if you take a look at like the higher time frame, 4 hour, 1 hour, you can see that price is going lower. Yesterday we did break this low here, which was pretty significant. Okay, which means that we now have a lower low, lower high. Technically, we are in a downtrend, right? On the 1 hour, you can see we have broke this low. We are in a downtrend. Okay, so with that in mind, then naturally we'll be deploying a trend following strategy, and the direction is very clear. Of course, we are in a downtrend. We'll be looking for a sell. So over here, there is an opportunity based on the trend following strategy. Okay, why is it not ticking? And the idea here is we are looking at the 618, okay, where you can see very nice. There's some confluence of a previous structure, and there's an intraday H3 camarilla level as well, right? So these confluences do stack up together. And some of you actually know that I like to put very aggressive stop. That's about, okay, so that's like less than 15. So usually I don't like that. I'll extend this over here today. Okay, and of course the target here, what we can do is we can put it at the L3 for today. That gives us slightly better than 1:1. As a trend following strategy, you can even anticipate that the low will be broken and will continue to the downside further. Okay, and you can actually look at 113, which coincides with the L4 level. And of course, if you want to go all the way, is the 1618 extension, which you also have the L5. Okay, so let me just do a very quick check. Okay, so that's about 30 bits. if we are looking at like all the way to the extended target, that's about 100 pips. Yeah, I would personally look to target down there. Okay, I think it's feasible for price to actually continue way lower. Okay, any way you want to manage your trade if it's already running in profits. Okay, so for now, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put our target there. Okay, so that's the L5, right? So we're gonna put our target there. The stop is about 30 pips. That's pretty decent. Okay, so I need to take a screenshot of this. Okay, I'll do it on a H4 so that you can see the target here as well, right? Take a screenshot on the 4-hour chart. Okay, and over here we'll add this in. This is gonna be euro dollar. Okay, trend is a bearish one. Okay, entry is at 2059. Stop loss is 2089. Okay, and 1967. Okay, again, this number here, please feel free to give plus or minus 1 or 2 pips. Again, that 1 or 2 pips shouldn't kill your account. Okay, but these are just rough numbers. Okay, it's not gonna be perfect all the time. Okay, let me put in that chart, right? Okay, so usually we don't take like screenshot of 4-hour, but because the target is like at the bottom. Okay, so just want to take that chart, that screenshot on a higher time frame. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in as well. Okay, let me see, do that. 5, 9. Okay, 1.2089, and oops, the target here is 1.19. Right, good. Okay, so this is another potential trade for those of you who would like to reference. Okay, this is basically just a simple trend following technique. Okay, next up we do have the pound dollar. Okay, so the pound dollar, you can see overall higher time frame, it's due to the downside. I'm more interested in selling, but on an intraday basis today, there's no setup for me. This looks pretty similar, right? Where to the euro dollar, where you see like this kind of like structure, which is very clean to the downside. Okay, and then naturally most traders would just start to like pull in the fib and things like that. But for me, again, if there's no huge confluence, you wouldn't want to do that. Okay, because even on a higher time frame, honestly, on the 1 hour, you are seeing a range environment, not really a trend yet. Okay, yes, on a lower time frame, this looks like a downtrend. But from this perspective, then it becomes a range environment. Okay, which is different from the euro dollar trade, right? Because you can see on the higher time frame, it is breaking previous low. Okay, so that's like the minor details of things. Okay, so pound dollar, we're gonna leave it aside. Aussie dollar, okay, is definitely going lower. Okay, on the 4-hour, same thing. You can see we have lower low, lower highs. We are in a downtrend. For the lower time frame trading opportunity, though, I'm a little bit cautious compared to like the euro dollar. Okay, because this break here on the lower time frame is just a little bit of it. Okay, where euro dollar can see is a much significant break, right? Okay, so again, all these little details do stack up along. Okay, these are a little bit more like experience. Okay, because each chart looks slightly different in a way, right? So if you ask me, is there opportunity to trade? Yes. Okay. But probably I will not put in like the normal trend following technique, like pull this in here and then look for 618. That's not how we do it, right? Not every trend charts you just pull in the fib and execute 618. Okay, it's not as straightforward as like that. Okay, but on the 30-minute, we might have, let me just do a very quick check, right? I need to make sure if it happens. Yep. Okay, we do have a potential harmonic pattern that we can look to sell as well. Okay, which will be good, because if on a higher time frame we're looking at it as a downtrend, then on an internal intraday basis, you also want to potentially consider selling opportunity more than buying, right? And over here, this is actually a pattern, what we call a cipher. Okay, now it might not be the nicest looking pattern over here, but based on the fit ratios, they are valid. Okay, and usually the completion here is about 786. The stop loss, we're gonna put it at the previous high, which kind of like coincides with the H5 camarilla for the day. Okay, target here, of course, you can base on the traditional way of trading the patterns. You pull in the 618 retracement. You can also look at the camarilla. Okay. So for me, I will be a bit conservative on this trade. I don't really like the higher time frame drop. It's not really very strong. It's coming down a bit slow right now. So if you ask me, I'll be a bit conservative. The max target I'm gonna aim for is for the L3 level today. Okay, that's about close to 100 pips, which is beyond the average daily range. Okay, if you're very conservative, you just put at H3, you still get that 1:1, right? Just about there. Okay, which is good for an intraday, right? So to me, give me a while, right? Let me just take the 618 retracement to see how this. Oh, my feet. Okay, and let's see how this plays out. All right, so I'll be very conservative. I'll just put my target here, right? H3, which coincide with a retracement of 38.2. Okay, so I'll be happy with that. 1:1 risk to reward. Okay, so I'll put in this as well. Okay, bear in mind that where we are right now to there, that's about 60 plus. That might exhaust the daily, momentum for the day, because on average, that's the daily range. Okay, so have that in mind as well. Okay, so this is Aussie dollar. We're looking at the sell 7673. Okay, the stops is 7705. And the target here is 7635. All right, so that's clear. Oh, that's the middle. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this in. Right, so this is how it looks like, right? Okay, it's about 1:1. Okay, to me that's fine. Okay, next up we do have the Kiwi dollar, right? So right now is actually going to the upside. On the higher time frame, is starting to range. Okay, so again, you should be familiar if it's a range bound environment, patterns works perfectly well. Okay, and right now, I see which chart time frame is the best to illustrate that for you. Okay, we probably need to go to 4-hour. Okay, there's this butterfly pattern. It's not a very common pattern that I trade or most traders trade, okay, but it's a butterfly pattern that completes at the 127.2 extension, which kind of like coincides, I would say, with a potential bigger godly pattern. Let me do a very quick check. Here is almost there. Okay, so we have like a big pattern coincides with a small pattern that is actually pretty good. Okay, which means that the probability starts to add, kind of like stack ups a bit. Okay, so this one here, I'll be looking to take that trade, but do bear in mind that this is gonna be. Okay, I'm gonna reduce that stops to here. Okay, that's pretty decent. That's only about 30 plus pip. Okay, so definitely worth considering. The target though, okay, that's so about 70. So it's gonna exhaust today's daily range. The target, what we're gonna do, okay, let me just move this to there. Okay, is that you can of course just take the fit retracement to like 32618. For now, okay, we're just gonna put it here. L3. Okay, we're gonna adjust all this anyway as we are in a trade, and if it's in profit, we're gonna adjust it accordingly, right? But for now, this is how it looks like. Let me draw that in. Okay, that's the thing about butterfly, right? It's out of the scale of this chart, and then I'll need to like do this. Okay, that's how it looks like, right? That's how the butterfly looks like, right? So let me just take a screenshot of this. Okay, this is on New Zealand. Whoops. So the sell is 7285. Stops is at 7316. Let me just do that, right? It's probably about like 7315. Okay, if you really want to be like, it's fine, like 7316. Okay, target here is 7175. Okay. Now it seems like there's quite a bit of opportunity today, right? So take note of that. Okay, manage your risk exposure accordingly. Good. There's also an opportunity in the dollar CAD, right? So there's really tons of opportunity right now for today's trading session. Okay, I'll move a little bit faster because I don't want to exit that time that we talk about, right? We say that usually each of these sessions about 20 minutes or so. Okay, so we'll keep it to that. This is a godly pattern, right? Usually complete at 786 is definitely not the best looking pattern over here. But it's a valid one, okay? And then if you take a look at the higher time frame, it seems like we are starting to move higher. Hey, but we are technically still potentially in a range environment, but at the same time, we are moving slightly higher and higher. So I'll be pretty comfortable to take this trade over here, which is a buy. And of course, it kind of like coincides with the bigger direction to the upside, right? Okay, so that's how it's going to look like. We're going to buy at the 786. The stops is going to go below this low. Okay, in terms of target here, we're going to be a little bit conservative. I'm just going to aim for this H3. Okay, bear in mind that this stop here is a bit wide. Okay, so that's about like 40 plus pips, and over here the target is definitely more than 1:1. Okay, so we're going to put this in as well. Okay, this is going to go in on dollar CAD. Okay, it's going to be buy limit 1.2728. Okay, stop loss 2685. And target here today is 2804. Okay, let me change that. Okay, again, I don't really, okay, I wouldn't say don't like, okay, but this is not the best looking godly pattern. Okay, usually it looks way nicer, pleasing to the eye. Okay, this is not, but it's technically still valid based on all the fit criteria. All right, so I'm gonna put this in. Okay, in fact, what I'll do, right, is I'll reduce the position on this trade by a little bit so that we can also factor in that overall risk exposure, right? Because there is a lot of trade that we are looking to get involved in for today. Okay, and then of course accounting the fact that this stop here is a little bit wider than usual as well. Okay, and this one here we already tagged in. Okay, so let's just see how it goes on the dollar yen. Gold for today, really nothing much. I don't see any opportunity. Continues to range. There's no pattern set up. We're just gonna leave it there for now. Okay, so good. Very quick summary over here for today. I think there are a lot, okay, more than usual. And take note that all of them we are okay, not all, okay, most of them, okay, we are buying the dollar, right? Like euro dollar we are selling, Aussie dollar we are selling, Kiwi dollar we are selling, dollar CAD we are buying. Okay, the only position that is a bit counter trend is selling the dollar yen. Okay, so do always factor in your total risk exposure. Again, don't take blindly and follow blindly that these are signals. Okay, they are not meant to be the way it to be traded just purely as signals. They are just ideas, and showing you the process of how intraday trading is being done. All right, so that's all for me today. Again, there are a lot of opportunities. Okay, today is a bit rush. Okay, but I hope you can catch along. If not, then just watch the replay after this live session has ended. You'll be able to catch anything you miss and maybe at the front. All right, so that's all for me today. And as usual, if you have anything, just feel free to comment below. Okay, and tomorrow we'll come back and do the exact same thing every Tuesday and Thursday, and hope you guys will be able to benefit from this whole process and journey. Okay, so with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.